We don't see it, but like we have an armed bodyguard with us.
Hi guys, welcome to E-Junkies, and this week we are on a roll because we have a personality from Hollywood that will be calling in from LA. You will recognize him as part of the cast of Netflix's Bling Empire, and he's the only Singaporean there. So let's all welcome Kane Lim. Hi Kane, nice to meet you, and thank you for joining us for E-Junkies. Yeah?
How is Singapore?
It's a very rainy Singapore right now, but it's good because it's a break from like the hot sunny weather that we've been having.
It's been like, I think, more than a year since I came back. So
yeah,
I'm so jealous because Singapore is such a great country.
So let's dive into the first question. So the show was a huge success and you guys kind of became like overnight stars. So were you surprised at the reaction, or did you have an idea that maybe, the show would be a hit?
From all the footage we shot, I knew that we had something quite special. I think the most fascinating thing about the cast is most of us already have like a social media presence. But obviously this show, took it to a more like global level and global success and hit. But I think none of us expected such a overwhelming response. So I'm really proud of the success.
So it's been a couple of months since the show aired. Have you had a chance to like settle down and take it all in, or are you still kind of like reeling from the reaction that people have?
Well, that reminded me of like when Rihanna just started following me, like my Instagram just blew up from like nothing to like 50k and 100k and stuff like that. In the past like 2 weeks, I've been taking it more slowly because we basically just ended all the press interviews in like end of March. So just taking a break for myself, just taking it easy, and also catching up with a lot of work, because most people don't understand that reality thing hits a lot of work. And other than that, all of us have our businesses. Like for me, I have my real estate. I'm also very happy with the collabs that are coming in because of the show.
You mentioned that you have your own business and you're a real estate developer and everything. So let me just pivot to this question first. What is a day in the life of Kane like?
I actually deal with both timings. You have to understand, like I'm dealing with just the US time and also Asia time because I need to speak to my family office in Singapore. So I'm actually up late till like 1:30 a.m. People don't really see like, the development side of things where I go down to like, the site, demolition, and stuff like that. People don't want to see stupid things. They want to see like fun, superficial, dumb things. I have definitely a different side to me that most people don't see. I try to include it in my stories more and more. So hopefully, they see that it's not all fun. There's a lot of work that's involved, and it's also quite tiring as well.
You mentioned that, your Instagram followers jumped back quite a bit, and now there's like more global, let's say, focus on you as a role model as well. Do you feel that added pressure on what you have to post on social media and also speaking up about certain social issues? I mean, in the US, we have that string of anti-Asian attacks and everything. Do you feel that pressure?
Oh, 100%. I just told someone to off like 5 minutes ago on my Instagram because he's like, what took you so long to talk about this? And I'm like, I am using my platform to my best on my ability, especially with such a big following. There's added pressure as well with your choice of words. It's a very sensitive subject, and also because I'm also being a victim of a racial attack in the US. So, I take it quite personally as well. So I'm trying my best to navigate the ways of trying to talk about racism without blaming another race, because it's not going to get us anywhere. How it's going to help is talking about it, being compassionate to one another. Asian people were here to begin with. So I try my best to do it, and I'm sorry to the person I said off to, but seriously, like, stop judging me. I need a break.
Just to check, I mean, you said you're a victim of the racism and the anti-Asian hate and everything. Is everything okay there? Have you been involved with anything?
A year ago, during COVID, everyone was locked down. And, I was just going for walks. I go for daily walks, and like this person threw a cup in my head. And I was like, what the f***? It never happened to me before. Being in LA for like 8 years, I never encountered like racism on such a level. And when that incident kind of happened, I was really taken aback and shocked. The whole narrative of this being a Chinese virus didn't really help Asian people at all. So, we're so blessed coming from Singapore that we don't encounter stuff like that because we grew up with all races, cultures, and religion. So, being here, especially in this pandemic, this time right now, it's a very different time. So hopefully we could change the narrative, and using our platform, we can help others. Even on the show, if you saw, I think a scene with Kevin, we were in Charleston, and most times people would think like Confederate flags, right? You only read them in like books, a history book.
What the what? It's a Confederate flag.
I'm gonna take a picture there.
No, you don't take a photo with a Confederate flag.
I'm not a Confederate.
Don't
you actually see racist people chanting like racist slurs and like racist music, and you're like, wow, this is still happening in society today. So I hope to highlight that more through my platform or other means.
We're gonna dive into some questions about Bling Empire itself. Do you think you were accurately represented?
Asians are here!
I'm really happy with it, just judging by the comments. And, you know, it was just who I am. They didn't twist anything or, you know, try to make me out to be anything. I think this was the best scenario, because if I did it with other networks, it could have turned out a very different way.
Our next question, I think people will probably have this as well. Necklace Gate. Were you taken aback as well by like what Anna did with the switching of the seats? And was it really as dramatic as they painted it?
That you have to ask them whether they really played it out. I think Christine's a very competitive person in a good way. I think she might have done it for fun, and so as Anna. But the necklace thing was legit. We didn't even go into the details of it, but it was more petty than what is on TV.
Were you guys kind of caught in between? Do you ever feel like you had to pick a side, or do you ever feel like you were walking on eggshells around the both of them?
It is tough because I treat both of them as friends. I always say like Asian people, yeah, we fight, but at the end of the day, we'll sit down at the table, have a good meal, we will just resolve all the problems. But some cast members might pick sides.
Speaking of picking sides though, this next thing about Anna's pump.
She has a penis pump. Why does she have a penis pump in her shower?
I know that had a lot of reaction with viewers. I mean, there was that argument that, you know, she didn't respect Anna's privacy.
Kim, I think is really, really rude.
When that happened, did you guys try to talk to Kim like separately before that bowling alley mediation scene came about?
Throw it outside.
Why is it?
It was just a penis pump and it wasn't that big a deal. But if I put myself in Anna's shoe, it's a big deal because it's a bad look for her, right? We were advised not to speak to each other throughout the entire filming process because, you know, you lose that organic reaction. Kim didn't care, she'll do it again. She's not gonna regret it, she'll do it again.
And now to the search for Kim's father, which is like one of a more out there storylines. What gave you the idea to even start to go and look for him? Because, you know, you guys had very little clues. Like you said, it was just an address or it's just a phone number. You wouldn't know like who's there on the other side of the line.
Before we film, I think the production always talks about what storylines you're going to talk about, what events you're going to do. And, you know, I think she was always interested in finding her father. We wanted to chase the story because we had no idea what happened. All we had was that lead.
Wish Kim would be okay with that. I mean, I'm down. Like, for me, like, you know, we should like support her as a friend. You shouldn't tell her.
Let's not tell her.
I'm not taking responsibility.
No,
like,
no, you won't.
And, you know, she was obviously not up for it. She didn't want to do it. In fact, she was also a little angry that we did that.
You're Tony's wife. Oh my.
Where's Tony?
Where is Tony?
He died.
He died?
He died 2 years ago.
Oh no.
At hindsight now, she's like thankful because, you know, if we didn't do that, she might not have known that her father has passed away for like however long. I just took it as let's go with the flow, you know, and just do it very respectfully and also out of compassion to actually really want to help her. And also for me, it's like, okay, it's a free trip to Charleston, so let's go.
Free trip to Charleston.
I mean, well, for me, like more selfishly, it's like, okay, I can travel. I'm like, let's just go, right?
Well, free trip aside though, can you speak to your state of mind when you were there and you were like going through all these clues and the house was empty or the door was locked, no one was there? Like, were you guys panicking? Was there ever this sense of like, this could be something dangerous, we don't know what we're dealing with?
Oh no, 100%. We had like a bodyguard with us. Even, you know, we don't see it, but like we had an armed bodyguard with us when we're knocking there, because it's not a really safe area as well. As I said, like, we also wanted to find out what really happened. We yelped like 19 nail salons. The only lead was, okay, nail salon, right? And like, I was like, okay, Charleston's not that big, let's just yell. We went to the first one, no Tony, second one, and third one, we went and we asked this Vietnamese guy who is his brother, and we're like, do you know Tony? And like, I just felt something was off. We kept chasing the story, and like, and lo and behold, when we returned, we were just gonna wrap up. We found out that her dad died by the phone call. It's so crazy because we were legit gonna just close. Producers were like, guys, we can't, it's late, let's just wrap up and call it a day. And when that phone call came in, it really changed the whole like storyline, and also it added a lot of the emotional side to it as well.
I know that you guys kind of knew each other prior to the filming, but would you say that there are cast members that you're not quite close to, and how do you think the filming kind of brought you guys together?
It could bring us together or pull us apart. That's what I'm gonna say. You know, I think through this process, you get to see how fame changes people. For me, it's quite scary that happens. Obviously, there's certain friendships that are, tighter because of, the show. But most of them I treat as my friends. But, I would say that you can see people like sort of changing with the just publicity, and it'll come out soon.
It will come out soon, on season 2?
I don't know.
Okay, one last question before we end this. So I think you mentioned on the show that you don't have plans to come back to Singapore anytime soon or something like that. Actually, I'm curious to know what would bring you back to Singapore then.
If you guys would change the weather, number 1, that'll be great. Number 2, if my dad buys me a GCB, that's fine. Number 3, I would like a Lamborghini URS. No, I'm joking. Honestly, I would move back any day. I love Singapore so much, and after this pandemic, and just seeing how dangerous it is in LA, like I would definitely move back to Singapore anytime. But I just think that given the opportunities that I'm working with, Singapore is very small for my creative outlet, and also it's not easy to do. For example, like real estate, right? Look at land; it's so expensive there. For me, my opportunities are limited. But on the personal side, like if my dream scenario, obviously I would love to come back.
I think in a previous interview, Christine did say that she has another bigger bombshell for season 2. So are you kind of looking forward to what she has to drop?
I don't know what she's gonna drop. Maybe she's pregnant again. I don't know, but I think everyone would have something up their sleeves. But it's not easy to up season 1 because I felt like we really killed it. I think the expectation is set so high, but I think in order for it to be successful, I just think we have to be authentic and see what happens.
I completely agree with that because when I watched the show, I think a lot of people tune in to see like rich people doing rich things, and they thought it was going to be a guilty pleasure, but it turned out to be, there was a lot of heart and soul at the core of the show. And you guys are kind of like a dysfunctional family in a way. At certain times, it's very Asian as well. So I really did appreciate that, and I felt that there was something more to this than just, like a superficial reality show. And so thank you so much.
Oh my God, thank you so much for saying that, because I think that was why I signed up to do it, because I felt there was a premise.
Congratulations on season 2. I hope everything goes well. I'm not sure. I mean, you guys
so.
haven't started filming, but I'm excited to see what will come out in season 2.
Thank you. Stay safe, and hopefully you come to Singapore and we can catch up.
Once again, we'd like to thank Kane for taking time out of his busy schedule to join us on E-Junkies. He spilled some tea. Whether or not it was scalding hot, we'll leave it to you guys to decide. And frankly, I was quite nervous going to this because I didn't know what to expect. So I was pleasantly surprised that he was really very grounded and friendly. We will take you up on your offer. So if you do come back to Singapore, slide into our DMs. We will definitely respond. And all the best to the cast of Bling Empire for season 2. We cannot wait to see what you guys have in store. We hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode of E-Junkies. If you did, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and remember to subscribe for more similar content. We'll see you guys next time. Bye!